Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Does the daily dhikr of La ilaha illallah during Fajr awrad build our muscle memory for turning off the head? And does spirituality have its own muscle memory for the soul?
Muscle memory. Yeah, I don't know muscle memory, but the La ilaha illallah is the confirmation that there is nothing but Allah. So when we enter into the ocean of La ilaha illallah, it's these oceans of annihilation, that especially the Fajr time when they're entering into La ilaha illallah, it's in the world of light. And that these souls are gathering in that world of light, and when they begin to recite La ilaha illallah, the souls are walking into a ocean of water, into Divinely waters, and they vanish. Because we said in the world of light that you're one drop, one drop, one drop, one drop, in reality is just one drop, because there's no division, it's the ocean of singularity. So those realities, they see themselves entering into their zikr, their La ilaha illallah, and it's all these lights coming together and entering into that ocean and vanishing within the ocean and asking to be nothing, to be nothing. And the dress of Muhammadun Rasulullah is the dress of them coming into existence. So these are big dresses and big realities, because the awrad that we do and the recitations we do are from the Sultan al-Awliya, and where they are traversing in that Divinely presence, and as a result of being their students they give to us that recite these recitations, connect your hearts with us, and we will dress you and take you into the oceans in which they are traversing, not the oceans that we should be in, but the oceans in which Allah has dressed these servants and granted these servants. And only by love we can accompany them, not by thought, not by actions. You can't go out and do an action to gain the access of these very pious souls, but through the hadith of Prophet you be with whom you love. Love the right people, and the hadith of Prophet is 100% true. You be with whom you love, so love the right people. But love is not from the physicality, love is from the soul. When your soul loves them through your tarbiyah, through your training, through the imtihan, through everything that you've put into motion, your soul will be connected to them. And that's what Prophet wants, is you be with whom you love. So it's not the physical, but you use your physical to achieve that reality. But if your soul is beginning to get connected, your soul will accompany them. And the beatific reality is that wherever their soul is going, they take whom loves them. And that's why we say an atomic bond from the level of atoms is based on love. It's not a glue, there's no glue that you can bring atoms together, but Allah made it a love. And so how do atoms bond? They have to release electrons, and electrons are negatives. So you release a negative characteristic so that you can move closer to a bonding. And that's the same as our reality. When we release our negative characteristics, our soul draws closer to these holy souls. When we have the negative characteristic, that's what keeps us separate from them. So they give us the awrads, the zikrs, the istighfars, all the practices, drop those negative electrons and your atoms begin to move towards them. Then Allah makes the bond of muhabbat and al-wadud to connect. As a result your soul accompanies wherever their soul is going. And then Allah gives in Surat al-Yasin that we carried you in fulukul mashhoon. We carry you in a loaded ship. Why? Because their souls are like ships in Allah's oceans of realities, and the ticket for that ship is good character and love. And your soul will immediately bond with their soul, enter upon their fuluk on that ship and begin to traverse where that soul is going in that ocean of realities. And hamalna mithlahum, and Allah gives in that same verse, and we created similar to those big ships, smaller ships. And that's the purpose of the smaller ships, is go out and collect souls. And as a result, that small ship knows exactly how to get back to the bigger ships. So they go out and teach this way of love, people's souls are attracted to that reality, all at the level of the soul. That's why guidance is the world of light. Guidance is not the physical realm. The physical realm just attracts people to get you to listen. The real is that once you listen, they grab your soul, and as a result they attach to their ships and go back to the bigger ships. That's why when you see on the port huge ships, but they don't come into shore because they're huge. So they send out the smaller ships, go into shore and pick up people, passengers, and bring them back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The time that big ship wants to come in, it takes a lot of preparations. So the big ship stays out into the ocean and the small ships begin to come back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, bringing people back onto that reality. So as we see in the physical world, Allah is doing it much more complex in the spiritual world. And that's why each of the students, when they do their muraqabah, do their tafakkur, do their contemplation, they all begin to mimic the reality of these ships. They attract people by their good character. And as a result, these souls begin to follow them, listen to them, understand them. You know, they say, watch that channel, then they watch the channel, then they're all coming to the guidance. And that becomes then the reality of juzba and magnetism. And it's not through the tongue, it's through the good actions and good character, so that they have that magnetism from soul to soul, and they bring them back to the ship, and that ship traverses the oceans of Allah's rahmah and mercy. And these are the Muhammadan haqqaiqs, inshaAllah.